So a lot of people had thought that when Lizzy Anjorin's best ex bestie came out to, to allege that they took the photographs of Iyabo Ojo's children to a home of a babalawo. People had thought that everything would end there. People had thought that the Basbos would just die down, okay? But what no one expected was that Iyabo Ojo herself would allegedly experience a powerful spiritual vision shortly after, one that would shake the entire foundation of this whole saga and send chills, down the spines of those paying attention. Because when that confession was made, I honestly was outraged, just like every other Nigerian. And we thought that, okay, maybe that was the high point of the whole thing. Little did we know that Queen Iyabo Ojo herself had a vision, and I'm happy that yours sincerely is bringing you stories around this vision she was purported to have had. Okay, so sources close to Iyabo Ojo, revealed that just days after the shocking confession went viral, she reportedly had a strange dream, so vivid, so disturbing, it left her body numb and her spirit unsettled. According to what was shared in hushed tones, the vision began with her standing alone in a wide ancestral courtyard. The ground was white, the sky was dark. Around her were faceless women in white wrappers, chanting in a language she could not understand, according to this revelation. She was said to have tried to move, but her feet would not lift. She tried to speak, but her mouth felt sealed and short. I'm sure some of us will have had this kind of vision or dreams in the past. I have had one or two dreams in the past that it was so I was so in that dream that the attempt to even cry, I could. It seemed like I was crying or shouting, but my mouth was actually sealed. I'm sure some of us will have had such very disturbing dreams in the past. That was exactly what they said happened as Iyabo Ojo, underwent that vision. Okay, then one of the women removed her veil. Still talking about the vision now. They said one of the women removed her veil. It was Lizzy Anjorin. Another woman emerged. It was her bestie, the same one who had confessed days earlier. In her hand was a cracked clay of pot, dripping with a thick black liquid. Without a word, the woman poured the liquid on the ground. But instead of spreading, it reversed itself and turned into fire, rising upward, burning without smoke. Out of that fire came a voice, a deep, thunderous voice that said, "Touch not the anointed, for every trap set, seven will fall into it." And I think this, if you look at what is going on, this resonates with so many of us looking at the trajectory of the beginning of this battles between Lizzy Anjorin and Iyabo Ojo. Those of you who have followed it very closely, you will understand what we are talking about right now, because it's like one side is on the upward movement, herself, her boyfriend, her kids, while at the other side, I don't know if the movement is stagnant or whatever it is, I don't know. But those of you who know these two characters, these two principal characters in this story, will know where I'm going. Iyabo allegedly woke up drenched in sweat. They said her chest was tight, her heart was racing. That morning, she reportedly did not speak to anyone until she called on her spiritual mother, according to the story. A prophetess who confirmed what she feared, that the vision was a spiritual message. According to her, what Iyabo saw was not just a dream, it was a revelation, a warning, and most importantly, a confirmation that the people she once trusted had dug a pit and were now falling into it one by one. Now, wow. Since then, sources say Iyabo has been spiritually alert. Yes, she has to. Praying more, watching closely, and gradually pulling away from a few people. Yes, I think you sincerely have noticed that she doesn't move with that much crowd like she used to. And I think I'm beginning to understand the kind of vision that she really had, because everything is falling into place right now as I do this story. Okay. So the dream, they say, gave her a kind of clarity that no gossip or evidence could ever provide. She realized that the battle was not just physical, it was spiritual as well. It was not just between her and Lizzy or her ex friend, it was a full blown spiritual conspiracy hidden beneath the glitter of Nollywood. Wow. I have heard about this spiritual stuff going on all over Nollywood, be it the mainstream Nollywood or the Yoruba version. People have always insinuated that a lot of juju, a lot of spirituality goes on right there. And I think doing this story now and hearing this whole thing just kind of, give credence to those insinuations that we have always heard. What makes this more interesting is that ever since the alleged Babalawo confession came out, everything around Iyabo seems to be flourishing. Yes, now, I said it in one of my videos before. So this Babalawo or no Babalawo thing, the more they talk about Babalawo, the more Iyabo Ojo seems to be progressing, the more she seems to be flourishing. Just go to her page, or those of you who follow her very closely, whether it's Priscilla Ojo, whether it's the son, the brother, whether it's Iyabo or even the boyfriend, everything around the Iyabo Ojo is on the upward progression, okay? Exponential growth here and there that is visible for all eyes to see. Her daughter's fairy tale wedding still has Africa talking till today. Yes, that marriage is still reverberating all over Africa. And not just too long ago, few days ago, they were in Kenya. Yes, if my memory serves me right, they were there. And you need to see how they were welcomed. And you need to see how they were treated to royalty. Amen. So this is the kind of is the mother of this girl that we're talking about here. Everything is moving very well. Her son is doing well as usual, as well. Her man Polo is thriving in his own field. Yes, the last time he was in UK, he was able to bring platinum. He was able to bring Juma juice. He was able to bring uh, our Queen of Songs together, and a lot of other top musicians. And it was just a spectacle to watch. Paulo has always been a showman for decades now, and he showed that again in UK just a few days ago. Okay, so she's glowing and unbothered. I can tell you. I'm talking about Iyabo Ojo right now. Meanwhile, Lizzy's corner has been in confusion from the reports we are getting. Her social media engagement has dropped from what we can see. Her supporters are divided from what we can see. Her ex-bestie is now being dragged left, right, and center. Everything seems to be crumbling, quietly but clearly, and is visible to all eyes, for all eyes to see. This is why many are now whispering that maybe, just maybe, the dream was more, than just a coincidence. Maybe it was divine confirmation that I mean, maybe it was a divine confirmation that that what was sent to destroy her had been returned to sender. A lot of people had insinuated that, look, everything that is being thrown at Iyabo Ojo seems to have returned back to sender, because that is what seems to be happening right here. Okay, and there's this saying: when evil plots are made in secret, even shadows will eventually testify. Hey, and it seems that is what is happening right now, because Lizzie's ex-bestie just testified, just made her confession. Another wise saying goes this way: when the drum of war goes silent, even rags begin to tremble, because silence sometimes is more dangerous than noise. And I think that is what is currently happening. Interestingly, despite all this, Iyabo Ojo has remained unusually quiet. No Instagram rants, no subtle shades, no online babbles, just peace, prayer, and glowing pictures. Someone close to her reportedly asked her why she has not responded publicly, and she allegedly replied, "Why speak when the heavens is already answering louder than me?" Omo, this one loud, Sha, and I just love the maturity with this woman. She seems to have evolved over time, because what I know her for, was this woman known for basketballs, and stuff like that. But of late, I want to give it to her. She has really evolved, and she has learned to just, stay on her lane and respect herself. And I think that is the way to go. That is when you know that a woman is not fighting with noise. She's fighting with grace all the time now. And this is the most dangerous kind of warfare. The one that does not announce itself, but moves silently and effectively. Fans online have not missed the irony either. One person tweeted, Iyabo Ojo should open a church. God. This one is saying, one of them said, Iyabo Ojo should open a church. The Juju tried her, but she bounced it back with premium style. And I think that is exactly what happened. Another one wrote, if this dream is true, her angels must be wearing agbada and holding fire. Or more. So the lesson in all of this, right? Let me tell you, the lesson in all of this, never underestimate a woman who prays in private and shines in public. Because sometimes the ones laughing with you are the ones holding your downfall in their hands. And when that veil is finally lifted, some friendship begin to smell like the same altar that were meant to destroy you. And so, as the dust begin to settle from the confession saga, a new storm may already be forming, I tell you. But this time, not one created by a human hand. Because if what Iyabo saw in that dream is truly a message from above, then this is not the end of this story. I tell you, it is just the beginning of divine revenge unfolding before our very own eyes. Okay? So, my people, in this Nollywood spiritual drama, it is no longer about who shouts the loudest. It's about those whose gods answer with fire. Because the way the thing did now, if like say the god of Queen Iyabo Ojo, that is the Queen Mother, her God is answering with fire all over the place. And my people, like I said, this is just the beginning of another chapter that is potentially brewing right before our very eyes. So I'm going to leave this story right there because I don't want to make this video too long. Okay, what do you think about this vision that is being reported about Queen Mother herself? Okay, please feel free to go to the comment section and share your thoughts with us so that we can take the conversation further right there. God bless you and enjoy the rest of the day. Bye bye.